Welcome to week 4 of the NFL season. Before we get to the games, last week against the spread, I was 2-4. Not many bounces last week, but hopefully better for this coming week. And my upset specials, I'm 2-1. So let's get things kicked off with this six-pack of games this week. For my first game, I like the Colts minus 2.5 over the Jaguars. This game is being played in London. I look for Andrew Luck to have lots of time in the pocket as the Jags pass rushers haven't put too much pressure on other quarterbacks. And I look for the Colts' speed at receiver to be too much for the Jags secondary to handle. And Gore will find some running room. And this will be the first time the Colts secondary will have all their horses in the lineup for more than one game altogether. And at the end of this game, I look for head coach Gus Bradley to be walking the plank in the Thames River in London, as the head office will give him his pink slip as he has coached his final game for the Jaguars heading into their bye week. For my next pick, I like the Ravens minus 3 over the Raiders. The Ravens have caught the Raiders at just the best time, as they have been played their third game on the road in 4 weeks to start the season. The Raiders have spent more time in airports than Tom Hanks in the movie Terminal. Saying all that, I look for the Ravens receivers of Perryman and Wallace to use their speed and burn the Raiders DBs on the outside with some Joe Flacco play action passes. And the Ravens D-line will overpower Oakland's O-line as they're playing musical chairs. And safety Weddle will have some inside information, as he had played in the AFC West for years with the Chargers and knows the Raiders inside and out. For my next pick, I like the Chargers minus 3.5 over the Saints. This is a quick turn around for the Saints, as they just played Monday in an emotional game with Katrina. And I look for Phillip Rivers to take advantage of a poor Saints defense and pass rush, and he'll have all day to use his toys at receiver and in the backfield. And I think the Chargers will finally put it all together and get a home win, and he'll beat his teacher in Drew Brees, as he is a student, as these two quarterbacks came into the league together with San Diego. For my next pick, I like the Vikings minus 4.5 over the Giants. I look for Sam Bradford to have some success down the field with his receivers as they are playing an injury-riddled Giants secondary. And Eli and the offense haven't faced a defensive line like they're going to face this week in the Vikings all year. By the end of the game, Eli will be thinking of Led Zeppelin as he'll be dazed and confused with the Vikings pass rush while he's laying on the turf in the Purple Palace. Now, for a bit of a twist, I have not one, but two upset specials for you this week. So let's get started with my first one. I like the Jets plus 2.5 over the Seahawks. I look for the Jets D-line to dominate the Seattle O-line in this one and keep Wilson in the pocket, and he won't be able to scramble that well as he's playing with a bad knee and high ankle sprain. And on offense, I look for the Jets to have a heavy helping of Forte as they forgot to use him last week against the Chiefs, and Fitzpatrick will use the short game with slants and screen passes to limit mistakes. And head coach Todd Bowles knows the Seattle team like a book, as he was the defensive play caller for the Cardinals for the last 5 years and played Seattle twice a year. For my second upset pick, I like the Bucs plus 3.5 over the Broncos. This will be Denver's second straight East Coast trip in 2 weeks. And I look for Winston to get some help from his running back, Charles Sims, and to use double tight end sets to slow down the Broncos pass rush. And this will open things up for his big receivers down the field. Jackson will have a breakout game as the smaller corner, and Harris Jr. will be on him. And I look for the Bucs front seven to put some pressure on Simeon. And I know what you're thinking. The Broncos have a great pass rush. That they do, but I see some warning signs in this one. As the game goes on, Denver's pass rush will be MIA. Yes, missing in action. Due to the weather in the high 90s and very humid. So I think on the second half, the Bucs will take over as Denver's pass rush will be cramping up and have low in the gas tank. Yes, the Broncos will walk the plank to the airport with an upset victory with the Bucs. Now for a quick recap of my picks. Here are my week 4 selections, and we'll see you for week 5.